you can't, you don't have that when you first start out. But certainly identifying, good people to work with, and it could be, just finding a good mentor. It doesn't have to be financial backing. It could be somebody that believes in you, is willing to support you. But that's something that I think is very important. And I stress that we have interns that roll through our company every year. Several of them come through, and we really try to impart as much knowledge as we can, because we understand how important young people coming through and understanding how, the real world operates. Because you've got, theory when you're in undergrad, and then you actually see what gets done in practice. And, so you talked about debt service coverage. It's interesting. I've had multiple interns tell me that they realize now what that really means. They've learned about it in their finance courses, but now they see it in a real world application where you're trying to size out a loan based on what the income is. And, it becomes way more practical.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And if you're asking me, if I had to start over today, I would probably try to find a business that is not doing so good. Try to buy it using Jay for capital, obviously, having him maybe run a loan to help me buy that business,
Right.
and just put blood, sweat, and tears into fixing it. Because so many businesses out there today are absentee owner. And if you have a good head on your shoulders and you're willing to work hard, instead of going to work for somebody, go work for yourself. Like if you can find a sandwich shop, you can probably pick it up for $40,000, $50,000. And the owner's never there. You show up every day, you make the sandwiches, you get the sales up to $150,000, $200,000 a year. You can sell it for over $100,000. The next thing you know, you've made your first 100 grand. Now you can go buy another business.
Right.
But there's so many ways to be successful. It's just sometimes you just got to get out of your own way, and don't be scared to ask for help.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to fail either. I mean, you hear that cliche often, but there's something to be said for taking those chances. And you want to take a calculated risk. But I mean, I could tell you that 8 years ago, when I told my wife I was going to leave my job, which was a pretty cushy job, to start my own business,